So what's going on with Igor Shesterkin? It's early insider talk with Pierre LeBrun. Pierre, Shesterkin considered by many to be the #1 goalie in the world, yet he's not even in the top 10 currently in goalie salaries. He needs a new deal or the Rangers could lose him to unrestricted free agency at the end of the season. Even though he hasn't played in over 2 years, Carey Price is still the highest paid goalie in the league at $10.5 million a year. Now, our buddy Kevin Weeks is reporting that at last word, Shesterkin turned down a deal that would make him #1 on that list at $11 million a season. What are you hearing? What's the holdup? What's the latest there, Pierre?
Yeah, so having made a few calls on this day, Gino, what I can tell you is that while I can't confirm the exact number that the Rangers offered, I certainly can confirm that New York put on the table the largest contract for a goalie in NHL history, surpassing Carey Price at $10.5 million. But obviously that has not led to a signature. So that's where this thing is right now as we speak. And, you know, it's important to note as we speak for a couple of reasons. Number one, as we've talked about a couple of weeks ago, there's this unofficial deadline that, you know, Shesterkin may not want to negotiate during the season. So there's a bit of pressure here to try and get it done before the Rangers season opener on Thursday night. Now, we've seen in the past, Gino, that, you know, there's a sense of not wanting to talk during the year, but then a deal still gets done. So I want to be careful that that we're not making that deadline 100%, but it is part of the conversation. The other thing I would add here is that the dialogue continues. Like, this isn't a situation where the Rangers made an offer, Shesterkin said no, and that's it. They're not talking. They continue to go back and forth here. So does it get done before Thursday night? Does it get done later? Or does it not get done at all and he goes to market next July 1st? All still to be determined. But either way, Gino, as we said earlier this month, when Igor Shesterkin does sign, whether it's with the Rangers or elsewhere, he will absolutely be the highest paid goalie ever, and it's going to start with an 11 or a 12.
A new high water mark, and the question is, how does that domino affect other guys? Cam Neely said Jeremy Swayman had 64 million reasons to sign with the Bruins. He was wrong. Swayman had 68 million reasons to do that. What is the domino effect of that salary on a guy like Jake Oettinger, Pierre?
Well, I think it has to be impactful. I mean, Jake Oettinger, who's in the last year of his deal, he'll be RFA next July 1st. Also 25 years old. He's in that same exact place in his career as Jeremy Swayman. They're both Team USA pals. Both probably going to be on Team USA for the Four Nations. And so, you know, no question in my mind that Jake Oettinger would have been staying close in touch with Jeremy Swayman throughout that negotiation and paying close attention to where that number ended up at $8.25 million a year. So what I can tell you is that the Stars have not really got into it in terms of serious talks with Oettinger yet. I think there was a sense of, let's just see how the year plays out first. I do think Jim Nill, the Stars GM, will probably want to address this at some point during the season. But my sense is Jake Ottinger's camp, led by agent Ben Hankinson, they're probably not in a huge rush. I mean, Jake Oettinger has a chance to put up a great year here, give himself even more leverage in talks. He's got the Swayman deal in his back pocket now, so perhaps this goes to after the season. The other thing to remember is Dallas also has to sign Wyatt Johnston at some point. He's RFA at the end of the year. So some interesting contract negotiations ahead for the Stanley Cup contending Dallas Stars.
Man, you have a lot on the plate. You got a lot going on right now. That's Early Insider with Pierre LeBrun. The full version of Insider Trading with Pierre, CJ, and Darren is coming up later today on SportsCenter.